A one, a two, a one, two, three.
It's a very enthusiastic entry for a not so enthusiastic song, but go on.
I can't do it.
For today's subject, you're very full of giggles.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let me go. I can't do it.
Would you like to just recite it?
No.
Are you coming to the tree?
It's like a serious... It's giving like poetry reading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where they... It's not funny, I really shouldn't be laughing. Where they strung up a man. They say who murdered 3.
Strange things. I don't know the rest.
Strange things did happen here. No stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree.
But we're not going to. We are meeting yet again in another one of our episodes.
In the Literary Just Told You studio. Woohoo! Which is so much more fun than a hanging tree, might I say. The hanging tree in District 12.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I'd hope so, actually. Bare minimum. If not...
The bar is on the floor.
If not, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What?
I ask myself that every day.
I think we're better than District 12. I think we're better than all the districts. I think.
Mm-hmm.
All the peacekeepers, Coin, Snow, everyone. This is a better place
We
to
are
be.
better than everyone.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
No, this environment, the studio.
Right.
Yeah. If you were escaping District 12, right, the Literary Just Told You studio is where you, where you would set your sights, you know? It's like the American dream.
So much food in here. I think this is what you would have in your mind first about when you run away from District 12.
Okay, yeah. When you run away from District 12, you need food. But when we get food, we want opportunity. Therefore...
We're going down the rate spiral. Shall we just backtrack and, let's
Yeah.
just tell us what you've been reading this week.
Maybe this is why I'm spiraling. So I'm still reading the Legacy of God series by Rena Kent. Maybe that's why I'm fairly unhinged today. I'm reading The God of War, which is incredible, but also unhinged in a different way to her other books. Her other books are quite dark and twisted, whereas this is dark, but it's more from like a mental health perspective.
Right.
Dark. So it's quite heavy. And the female main character has very serious mental health issues, and she's like in psychosis, and she's forgotten like 2 years of her life, and she's woken up married to this guy that she hates, that she's like fancied her whole life, and she can't remember getting married to him, and she literally hates him, and she's trying to like figure out what happened in those 2 years to make her marry him, but she's also in a psychosis. So like it's quite heavy reading.
Mm-hmm.
And I audiobooked it in the car the whole way, so I've listened to it for 3 hours today. So maybe that's what's led me.
Maybe you are in psychosis.
Maybe that's what's led me to this point. But it's such a good series, and I'm sad that it's going to be over when I finish this book. But that does give me time to start the book club book. So if you haven't already, and you haven't been paying attention, come on guys, get with the program. But we are reading Furybound for May, and neither Olive nor I have actually started yet.
Sorry,
I'll just give you a minute.
Having a bit of a meltdown here. Carry on.
Neither Olive or I have started Furybound, so you're not too late to the party. So make sure you read that. We actually went to the author event in London last night, and I had a really good time, and it's made me more excited to read it. I feel like it's jogged my memory, and I'm very excited to jump into that. But yeah, I think I've been in a bit of a dark spiral with The Legacy of Gods, but it has not disappointed. But good luck to you dealing with me when it's over, because I'm fearing for myself.
I might book holiday.
Oh, that's mean.
Oh, that's not true. I'm spending the
only
whole day
joking.
tomorrow with
you. Yeah, this actually comes out a week after, but tomorrow, guys, which is actually your last week, me and Olive have booked the whole day off to watch the Off-Campus series on Amazon Prime. Like, that annual leave is booked. Like, we are fully clocking in to watch the whole series tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I literally couldn't be any more excited. So if you are planning to watch it, then please make sure you do, because we will be talking about it in lots of detail in a few weeks' time, I think.
Yes.
But yeah, what have you been reading? Have you been preparing for Off-Campus?
Yeah, I did read. I stopped. So basically, I'm really, really annoyed. So I know we had this conversation regarding books being taken off Kindle Unlimited when they are traditionally published. But the same thing happened now with Off Campus because it's being made into a series. And I know that it's all because they have to be re-release them with new covers, but that's bullshit. Like, come on.
Oh, do you know what? It's actually really annoying. Like,
And I also had only the last one left.
yeah, that.
That is painful.
Yeah, I mean, get your bag. Like, fully get your bag. But like, taking it off Kindle Unlimited just before it comes out. Oh,
Kindle Unlimited is why you are where you are, really.
amen to that.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just be very clear straight away. I did not enjoy the books. The third one was okay. The first two, they were getting better. I will admit that. But
Do you know
but
what?
that said, I'm very excited for the series because I think I'm gonna enjoy not being in the head, and also I appreciate that those books were written like 2010 or something. I think I saw the post today. So there were different standard, there was different market, and like things were just people were getting away with different things that they are getting away with now, and there was just a different target. So I guess I will let it slide. That said, I'm very excited for the series. I think the series will be what I wanted the books to be.
Mm-hmm.
Which means it's gonna be cheesy, just like nice and gooey inside.
It's going to be like High School Musical, but like for adults.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
kind of how I picture it,
Yeah,
which I'm really excited for. I think you're right. It's going to be so cheesy.
yeah.
Like, incredibly cheesy. I'm quite surprised that you actually liked the third book, because after the first two, I thought of all the books, like, you would hate Dean, like, with a passion. Of all of those men, I thought he would be, like, your least favourite.
No, because he was the most respectful about women.
Yeah, I suppose.
Everything aside, like the way Gareth speaks about women is disgusting to me.
I can't really remember the ins and outs, but...
Well, read my Goodreads review. It's lots of ins and outs there.
Yeah, but it makes me sad because I actually enjoyed it, so I didn't want to read it too much.
You can just read the quotes. They are in the book as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm not gonna dive into it now because there's gonna be a separate episode for this.
I'm quite scared about this episode.
It'll be fine.
I think we're gonna get it like... Do you remember Chestnut Springs?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get that level of trauma. But
Oh, about the third one, yeah.
so if you haven't watched that, go back and find our episode where we go into Chestnut Springs, and you can see where me and Olive have very differing tastes and expectations when it comes to books. But that should give you a taste of what I think we're in for that episode. But
Nah,
stay tuned.
it's gonna be worse. You know what you should listen to if you want the taste of how the off-campus one was gonna go? Our next book club, The Wings That Bind. That's more of the vibe.
Yeah, but we're not going to be agreeing.
No, true.
So,
But if you're curious about vibe for me.
mm.
Anyway, so that's one of the things. And the other thing I've been reading. So now after the trauma of being not being able to finish the off-campus series, I stayed in the hockey universe and I started reading DC Stars series.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. I'm not far in, so can't really say much. But yeah, I think it's going to be more my vibe. So-
Definitely. I think it is. I think adults are more your vibe, just in general. Like,
yeah, I mean, look who I'm engaged to.
she likes grown-ups. Well,
Anyway, speaking about youth of some sorts or adults, well,
what? I know where you're trying to go.
well speaking
Wait.
about youth of all sorts,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna be talking about new hope, just change, and what that means is we're gonna be talking about rebellion in books, which, as we were discussing, is very often revolves around some sort of young person.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we will dive into it right now, and as we discussed in past weeks, the Hunger Games will be our main example. So we are now on book 3, Mockingjay. Let's begin.
I'm ready.
Why would you say rebellion stories are so compelling?
So, I think that rebellion stories are so compelling because I think, without getting too like depressing off the mark, obviously there's a lot of things that go on in our external lives, like politics, like the economic landscape, wars, things going on like within governments, drama with elections. There's a lot of like noise out in society, and like things that we might not agree with or things that we feel passionate about, but we I think especially in today's world where we're surrounded by media and like bad news all the time, like everything's so negative.
Mm-hmm.
Stories of rebellion in fiction are so compelling because I think they speak to this part of us that likes to believe in hope and that there's like good in there, and even when bad things are happening, like there are good people, and it's the whole like good always wins and good overturns evil in these stories. And I think that speaks to a lot of people, especially people that live in the society the way we do now, where they might not feel like they're heard or understood, or, you know, they might have a pessimistic view of the way that things happen in society. So I think that really speaks to people and gives them, some sort of hope about the world we live in. And I think it's almost comforting as well, in a weird way.
What do you mean?
As in, it's comforting to see these, mostly young people, like stand up for what they believe in, and that's quite nice to know that there are people out there that will be courageous and will do those things, even if you yourself might not feel courageous enough to do them.
Yeah, I would agree. What would you say if you had to design perfect rebellion-related plot? What would you say are like core ingredients of it? What is like makes it a rebellion, a good rebellion?
A good rebellion. Well, as we've established, pretty much most rebellions surround teenagers or like some sort of underdog in society, I'd say, because we always want to root for an underdog or like someone that seems like they have less power for some reason or another. So young people tend to fit that bill, but there are obviously other demographics, I suppose, that also work. I think you also need some sort of symbol, like there needs to be some sort of symbol or like symbolic person within that group that becomes kind of like the face of it. Then I think you also need almost like a found family aspect, but maybe not quite in the same sense of like a romance found family. Slightly more structured and slightly more like each person has a purposeful role within that family, if that makes sense. So it's not family in the mushy sense, but like in structure.
I think it's even more as actual family. Because those are people who are bound together because of the values, but they wouldn't necessarily like each other.
Yeah.
So like with normal family, you are bound by blood and stuff. Like here, you have to get on basically.
Yeah. And then am I missing anything? I'm sure I am. What else? What other ingredients do you think that you need?
So in our lovely notes, I also have the sacrifice and loss.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think, we can also observe that there has to be something personal that will push the character to participate in the rebellion. So let's think about two big ones that involve young people. So our staple example, Katniss Everdeen, obviously everything starts because of her desire to save Prim. Yeah. And that's how it starts. And then even when she eventually wins Hunger Games, there's always this personal stake of I have to protect this and this person. I have to protect my family. I have to protect Prim. I have to protect Peter all the time. And the same with Harry Potter, for example. Yeah. There is this personal aspect of Voldemort killed my parents. The one who shall not be named. Apologies. I can't think of anything from the top of my head else where this personal aspect appears. Well, I mean, I don't know. For example, again, Zodiac Academy, parents were killed by Lionel. Sorry, spoiler alert if you didn't know. Yeah, same in Throne of Glass as well. Aylin's parents were killed as well. And like her whole kingdom was like destroyed, basically. So that's another good example of that. Yeah. So they are usually pushed by something, not only because they are chosen for any reasons. Like, because obviously, for example, Katniss kind of fell into being a symbol, but her final push to agree to it was related to personal. Yeah. I think they always are. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. No, sorry, what I mean is they're always, like, Katniss isn't the only symbol that was by accident. I don't think in any of the examples of rebellion that we've watched, those people want to be symbols. They've not, like, signed up to be a symbol. But that's what makes them such a strong character to be a symbol. Yeah. Why would you think reading Rebellion stories matter. So obviously we discussed the like emotional impact that what you get from it, but like hope and kind of this faith in humanity. But what else would you say? What kind of value they bring?
I feel like I'd end up repeating myself, but I think they just give people. I think giving people hope is like such a strong thing, and like giving people courage to have a voice and to stand up for the things that they believe in, and just to not take things lying down just because they exist in a certain way.
Yeah. So I think it's important for readers' personal gain in terms of some sort of emotional payoff. That, yeah, as you say, it's hope, it's comfort, it's faith, and but another thing is kind of understanding how oppression works. They then can deconstruct and relay things that we see on a daily life. So, yes, I think propaganda, for example, the way it was portrayed in, in Mockingjay was portrayed as well, but obviously we're going to talk deeper about that. But I think the Academy, it was portrayed really well because it was, again, I don't know how to say it without insulting anyone, but everything was just really laid out. And I believe of myself as I'm a very competent reader, but I appreciate that some people might not be.
Yeah.
And I think like basically being bluntly told, I'm going to lie to these people because I need X, Y, and Z, and I need them to believe this and this because this will help my cause, is also really important, because I think people sometimes don't associate those things together. That makes sense.
Right. As in like being in Lionel's head, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, and understanding his reasoning.
Yeah.
I also think it's good to be in someone like that's head, because obviously these evil people in the world, I mean, I don't know about you, but in their head they believe they're doing what is right and what is just, and they believe, like, they genuinely believe in their soul that what they're doing is for the greater good.
Yeah.
So I think being in people's head like Lionel's is a really good way of people understanding that, okay, you might view that person as really evil, but like they actually believe that they are doing good.
Yeah.
So I think that's really good that they did that in Zodiac Academy, and then also it does help lay out like exactly how these things come to fruition with propaganda and the way that he obviously controlled the newspaper and was like killing off. I can't remember the name of the character, but the woman who was the head of the newspaper.
This guy's mum.
Yeah.
I remember her. Yeah.
Yeah, but like she was killed because she was spreading like positive stories about the rebels and stuff. And
I think my point was, now you said that it kind of like lined up in my head that we don't see just the product. We see the process behind it.
Yeah.
Because obviously Katniss tells us, oh yeah, this is a lie kind of thing, where we can see from the Academy, from like Elena's perspective, how that the lie is fabricated and why is it fabricated. And I think that, as you say, it's really good to be in the head of the villain, because at the same time it really narrows down to, it takes this one person, so we're not fighting this like big wave of evil that came out of nowhere, but this is how it starts. This is, so just when someone makes a stupid joke, don't think it's a stupid joke, because it's not. It matters. Yeah,
and I think the propaganda is actually a really, I can't remember if I said this, but it's a really strong element of these rebellious fiction. So when we were coming up with the examples, I think Throne of Glass is slightly less relevant here, but in Zodiac Academy, Harry Potter, and The Hunger Games, they really portray propaganda and control of the media really well. So the example is Harry Potter in Order of the Phoenix, what Professor Umbridge does, with all the rules on the wall that she hammers in, and then there's all the stories about Harry in the newspaper about all the things that he's doing wrong, and then obviously he gets as well. This isn't in Order of the Phoenix, but it just came to mind. I can't remember the name of the character. The lady that like interviews them for the Goblet of Fire. Skeeter. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of that around the media and what stories are being said, but the newspapers in particular in Harry Potter is a really strong theme throughout all of the books, and having those, that also is present in Zodiac Academy a lot as well, and in Hunger Games, like the use of media to control people's opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a good note to all our listeners. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. Please always fact check things and use your brain, because yeah, I mean, it also happens now. Maybe we're not using strong word as propaganda, but there is a lot of fake news and things are printed or published to make you feel a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And use of language is, it's kind of, this is not an example about rebellion or like politics and stuff, but the way, for example, I think Taylor Swift framed it very well when she was speaking about difference of how you describe female artists and male artists. That when men does something, it's strategic. When woman does something, it's calculated. So something to keep in mind, because this is, I think, all those books, as you mentioned, especially those three, they definitely portray it very well, and how something very simple can be twisted and blown out of proportion just to help the cause of whoever is behind this. Well, now diving into Mockingjay specifically, what do you think makes Mockingjay this like staple rebellion story? Because I think this is out of all this series, especially from that time, this is like, when you would say rebellion, this is what you would think of.
Yeah.
You would think of Mockingjay.
Well, Mockingjay, like, the whole point of that film is rebellion. Like, that is the whole overarching plot. Yeah. So I think that's why it's such a standout example, whereas with the others, we did have to think about them a little more. Whereas that is the whole purpose of Mockingjay, is to show how rebellion becomes and how it grows and all the key points behind it. And it's quite explicit in its meaning, I think, in a different way to Zodiac Academy. So it's showing more like the behind the scenes and the mechanics and the intricacies of how these things come to fruition. Yeah. So the first thing that obviously happens in the first key thing really is that Katniss doesn't want to be the symbol. She doesn't want to be the Mockingjay, but she already is one. She already is that without realizing it. And there's that whole push and pull with her, like coming to realize that she is a symbol, whether or not she realizes it or not, and them having to push her to inspire people, even though she herself doesn't believe that she's done anything inspiring. So I think that's like a real core reason why, is because she is such a strong symbol from the very start. I also think that it's really interesting that they show so much of how like propaganda works and how the media works to portray certain things in a certain way. So obviously Plutarch's role is really important for that, and you see like all the behind the scenes of rebellion, and essentially the main point of Mockingjay is that they're just trying to inspire people. They're trying to sell a story to the masses to inspire them, and Katniss is their story. And it's really interesting. It's like some sort of like fiction within fiction within fiction type thing. It kind of blows my mind actually now I'm thinking about it more. But it's essentially showing us like how stories are told and how we are led to believe certain things, or how we interact with media to make us believe and to make us take action because we're exposed to all of these things. And I also think it's a really good example as well, because it demonstrates that even people with the best intentions can still do things wrong or can still go the other way. I think it really demonstrates like the pendulum swing with like characters like Coin and Gale, like as an example. They're big players within the rebellion, and obviously they believe that they're doing the right thing and they start up like just trying to fight back. But then it shows how rebellion can also go the other way as well. And it shows like the complexity, that it's not just like it's not black and white. And so I think it's a really good demonstration of rebellion, because whilst standing up for a cause and standing up for what you believe is right is a good thing, they can also turn into bad things. Like they can fall down that slippery slope, like what Coin does and like what Gale does, that does cross the line. So I think that's also really strong messaging within that film and within that book.
Yeah. I think, following kind of on what you said, that this book especially just doesn't show rebellion as this noble cause really, because this is the same side, like being the bad in quotation marks, bad person, good person. In this case, it's basically being on two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Because I think people very often, I know it used to be in a lot of books from that time when people, for example, when main characters were not killing other people, whereas, because, you know, you have to somehow differentiate the good character from bad character. Whereas here, that's not the case. The whole assumption is that she is supposed to kill people, obviously from the very get-go, from the first book, etc. Then it just becomes less of a big deal for her as the book goes on. But yeah, I think it doesn't show rebellion as something noble and good. It's still a political operation. There's still people who have their own agenda within it, and no matter how much you might think about it, it doesn't mean that this is doing good or doing someone a favor.
Yeah. I also think on that as well, it also does a really good job at showing that whilst Katniss in this book, she is like the hero. Yeah. And she's like noble or whatever. But also she is not part of this rebellion because she wants to be part of the rebellion. She doesn't care about anything other than, are my people safe? And the reason she agrees to it is literally because she wants a transaction. I'll do this for you if you give me Peter back. So it also shows the complexity that she is not like this gold standard of morality because she's part of this rebellion. Like, we all still do things for very selfish reasons, even when overall it's a good thing. What she's doing is for the greater good, but her motivation isn't that she's doing it for the greater good. So I think it also shows that whilst there are, as you say, like good characters and bad characters, Katniss isn't doing it because she's through and through a good person. And also Snow isn't doing these things because he's through and through a bad person. Yeah. If you know what I mean, because he believes that it's right for whatever reason. And even he obviously holds the whole thing of, me and Katniss never lie to each other. I'll never lie to you. Yeah. And whilst he's an awful villain, like he's horrible, but it also shows that there are parts of his character that are redeeming qualities. Like, there are some things he does. He's not like through and through awful. The same way as Coin is not through and through good, and Katniss is not through and through good. They're all just doing what they believe to achieve their aims.
Yeah, and as you said, everyone has their personal gain in it and personal agenda. And I think, again, when they finally win, it almost doesn't feel like a win because, well, she's, apart from lots of physical trauma that she has, so she's very badly burned after the explosion and all of that, there's this massive mental strain as well that comes with everything she witnessed and everything she had to participate in. And that basically she is not the same person that she was before she entered the arena and after she left the arena, and that basically her whole world is turned upside down, and this is not something that you can ever erase, even though she's technically safe now and she's the victor, she's the winner, and her cause won, and she's kind of like left in peace. But that doesn't mean that everything is fine. And I think it's also good that, because I don't think we have it in many times, that we have the aftershock of the victory. Whereas here it's very graphic how she lays in this pile of clothes in her closet, for example, and the ring in her ears, and then after she kills Coins and all of that, not Coins.
Wish I had coins.
Yeah, well, this is just work in my head. Coins Sierra.
Subliminal messaging.
Yeah. Yeah, and even the epilogue, when we have her in this, her thinking about her kids with Peter and all of that, it still doesn't feel idyllic. It doesn't feel happy.
No.
It feels full of fear.
Yeah, agreed. And like everything that they lost, when she's reflecting on all of the people that were part of the rebellion, and she kind of runs through them and like where they've ended up at the end, and she rattles them all off, like that also doesn't feel like, it's not a happily ever after that you get from other books as well, which I also think is why it's such a good example of rebellion, because it just is so raw. I don't feel like at the end of Mockingjay, I don't know about you, I don't feel satisfied. Like, I'm satisfied with the series. Like, it's a really good, it's a really good series, but like my heart doesn't feel warmed. Yeah. If you know what I mean, like the way you get 100%. From other I wouldn't say it's like a happily ever after. Yeah. If you know what I mean.
It's not actually, when she's like, I don't know how we're going to tell them.
Yeah.
That this nightmare is not gonna actually end for her, because as long as she lives, this is also alive,
Mm-hmm.
the memory of it and whatever happened, because she is the witness of,
And I think, I don't know if I've made this up, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like she also lives in fear of it could still happen again.
Yeah.
She's not like fully at peace ever.
Yeah.
That like she still believes that something could happen, or like something's going to happen to her children or something. And that's also, I think, really compelling for these rebellions and like political turmoil, that when it ends, you're still just on the edge of your seat. Like it could all just come back at any point. So I think that's a really good point. I also think what was good was like the coin versus snow.
Mm-hmm.
I think in a lot of other rebellions, especially the examples we've given of Zodiac Academy and Harry Potter in particular, it is a real like good versus evil. Yeah. Whereas Hunger Games, Mockingjay really like taps into the fact that, as you said, there are two sides of this literally the same coin, and like even to the fact that Coin has Katniss and Snow has Peter, that those situations are literally mirrors of one another. What Snow is doing with Peter in the Capitol, and when he's doing the interviews with Peter and Caesar on the TV, that is the identical plot that's happening on the other side that Coin and Plutarch are doing with Katniss. Like it's literally like a mirror in this book between what's happening on one side and what's happening on the other. They're literally exactly the same, and I think that's a really good portrayal of rebellion that we just don't really see in fiction as much. Because I mean, it makes sense because we always need something to root for, and we want to root for like good, and we want to feel good with ourselves at the end of the day that we're like upstanding moral people. So I think that's why Hunger Games is so good, because it makes you realise that we're not, and there's a lot more to it than just good versus bad.
Yeah, and the world is not like that.
No.
Even when you look at politics, like they always, every party will try to turn you against the other party, but you know, you are still not good people. Just, you might be better at certain things, and some people might agree with you on certain subjects, but it doesn't make you a good person. And I think it's especially in politics, even currently, it's a very common mechanism that people just blame shift and, oh, you did this, and then we couldn't fix anything because the economy was so broken and gone down so badly. Yeah, so I think this is basically just very, very truthful testimony of how this would go in the real world. Yeah, for sure. Oh, sure. How would you compare these rebellions? Which one do you want to go for this? Which one would you say was the best strategically?
Strategically, so for the listeners, we'll compare Panem, Hogwarts, Terrasen, which is Throne of Glass, and Zodiac Academy. Strategy, I would say it's got to be Hunger Games, because it's so carefully calculated, especially from the character point of view of Plutarch. Everything he does is so calculated, so considered. Like he's thinking about everything. Like he's being a game maker in that whole film, basically, which. Like, he's treating the whole thing as if it's like the Hunger Games, really. So I'd say that, hands down, is the best in terms of strategy and the most well thought out. And he also has Haymitch as well, acting as a really strong strategist as well, to, like, get people to buy into Katniss, because that's also essentially what he's been doing throughout the whole Hunger Games, because he doesn't like her. Yeah. And he knows that she's not particularly a likeable person, but he's spent 2 years basically trying to market this girl to the capital citizens. So I think the strategy behind, and even, God, now I say, even down to like Effie, like she has also been working to market Katniss and Cinna as well. Like they're all just marketing her. So the strategy and how well thought out that is, even like down to the way she dresses and everything is so well thought out and done with such purpose that I think Hunger Games, like hands down by a landslide. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree. And, well, it's not rebellion related really, but when I was reading the book, I was actually really surprised how everything was calculated even before they entered the arena, which made it even, in a way, feel a little bit less cruel. Because there wasn't just like, yeah, there you go, just jump in there and kill each other. There was like an actual plan behind it, and the fact that they all, obviously it doesn't make it better, but the fact that they actually genuinely wanted to give each of their tributes better chances was quite surprising to me compared to the movie. Because in the movie I didn't have this impression.
Yeah.
It was more like they're just doing their job.
Yeah.
Like it was, oh, like I want to dress her nice so everyone will talk about it, but not I want to dress her nice to give her some sort of image or impression and make her attract more sponsors. So that was quite positively surprising, I would say, all things considered.
Yeah. You take this one. Which one of the 4 do you think is the most emotional? I mean, you can't talk on Throne of Glass, but of the 3 then, which one do you think is the most emotional?
Well, I have to say that it's the Academy because this is just the most emotional in general. And I think the most emotional, because like Hunger Games left me empty.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know it was by design and this is not a complaint. This is just the fact that this is how I felt. But emotional wise, it was, I think it was the Academy. I'm in a dark space right now, spiraling, but I
might have to make like a funky edit, like zoom in on you with that sound, like hello
darkness, my old friend. Yeah, that's how I feel. I don't really know if there was anything. This book was fucking heartbreaking, but like again, I just felt like I'm just there with my heart bleeding, and it just gets like a little scab, and it bleeds again all the time. So yeah, I think that rebellion was quite emotional to me. The whole thing, to be honest, not even the final battle or anything. Because I don't really think you can say that them as rebellions are emotional, because it's a process. So yeah, I would say that this was emotional. But at the same time, I might be biased here as well, because Hunger Games, I already know what's going to happen. Yeah. So that's also a little bit, like, it takes away this element of heartbreak and surprise.
Yeah, I also think Hunger Games is a bit more complex because
I think it wasn't supposed to make you feel things, but think about things as well.
Yeah. It's not like I agree. It's supposed to make you sit there at the end and like stare at the wall.
Yeah.
Like, and unravel the way we have today. It doesn't make you like cry.
Yeah.
The way Zodiac Academy makes you cry. I actually would say out of those 4, for me, the most emotional rebellion of those is Throne of Glass. But I can't spoil too much, but
that's fine.
I just think the difference for me between Throne of Glass and Zodiac Academy is that Aelin in Throne of Glass, her like personal injustice is the fact that she has had everything snatched away from her, and she has like fought tooth and nail to get it back. Whereas in Zodiac Academy, for example, like Tori and Darcy didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
They found out that they were part of something that they then like rose up to, but they weren't trying to get back something that they had lost, if you know what I mean. Like they were just trying to do what...
They never had it, basically.
Yeah, they never had it to start with. They just wanted to do what was right. Whereas in Throne of Glass, she has suffered like incredible trauma, like at the hands of the bad guys.
Oppressors.
Of the oppressors in Throne of Glass, like time and time again. So for different oppressors in that book that she has to overcome. So when she does at the end, for me, that felt really emotional because you see how much she had taken from her, and then for her to like slowly chip away to like get it back, that felt very like overcoming for me. So I think that for me personally, is the most emotional of the bunch.
Most realistic, I think we're gonna agree that it's Hunger Games for all reasons listed above. Like there's no way to try to repeat ourselves. The most chaotic one.
Oh, there's literally only one answer for that.
Really? Which one was yours?
Zodiac Academy.
I would disagree.
Really?
I think Harry Potter, because
that was going to be my second one.
Because I'm a little bit confused now. I think, for example, about the Deathly Hallows as a book. I think it's a bit different because Harry doesn't do much fighting as a character, and the whole book is from third-person perspective, but we are focused on him, and he's obviously on this quest to find Horcruxes and stuff. So he doesn't really, like, he's on a mission, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is a part of the machine, but realistically he's kind of like left to his own devices. He's not part of a bigger network. He's not really in touch with anyone or anything like that. So I think from that point of view is the most chaotic. And also, the headquarters are in a school. We're coming back again to the point of kids, causing rebellions.
Mm-hmm. So I think Zodiac Academy is the most chaotic rebellion, but I would say Harry Potter is like the weakest rebellion. Zodiac Academy is just chaos. Like the whole thing is just, to be honest, I think part of it is because there's so many POVs, so like it really is chaos, and some of the characters are like so unhinged that you're like, what the fuck is going on? But they're still like, they still have order, they still like meet up around a table, discuss strategy, even though like things just go wayward. But like when they're in the is it called like the burrows or whatever in book 7 or whatever, when they're in that like underground thing, there's like a proper structure. Like they meet up every day, you know what I mean? Like they're trying, you know, when they live underground.
Okay, you were talking, I thought you were talking about Harry Potter.
No, that's also confusing.
I was like, they are not.
No, because they're obviously the thingy's house is also called the burrows.
Yeah, that's what threw me off, and I was like, it's not underground.
No, but in Zodiac Academy, like they still like come together. Yeah. And whilst things go awry during the rebellion, like there's still structure to what they're trying to achieve, and like the things that they're doing with the press and stuff, they're doing that with strategy. Yeah. Whereas Harry Potter, it feels very isolated. Whilst there is like obviously the Order of the Phoenix, that kind of just like, they're all off doing their own thing. There's no actual mission. Yeah, and they all go off and do their own side quests, and they're all kind of selfish and don't actually like help each other, or I don't know, they don't link together in the same way that other books do. But I think that's part of Harry Potter, just because of the way it's been structured, that whilst the others have like main characters, he's almost too much of the symbol compared to Katniss.
It's also personal beef. It's not a greater cause.
Yeah,
it's not really about rebellion. It's not about really taking control over the world. That's kind of like for Voldemort, it's like a secondary goal. Yeah, the main goal is to kill him because he is the obstacle. Yeah, and the rest is just he got out of the way.
But I think Harry Potter is too much on Harry as a character rather than the overarching rebellion, and that's what makes it feel a bit weaker to me in terms of its setup and execution. It doesn't feel like it was like a movement. Yeah. If you know what I mean. Whereas Hunger Games, Zodiac Academy, Throne of Glass, like that felt like a movement of people all trying to stand up for something. Yeah.
Right, now let's keep it a little bit light and a bit of fun.
So, as we talked about, within one big aspect of rebellion, opposite to Harry Potter, is having like a movement, having a structure of people, having a like found family type scenario. There are very clear defined roles within those rebellions. So like the example of Hunger Games today, obviously Katniss is like the symbol. Then you've got Plutarch, who is like the strategy guy. Haymitch is also kind of the sub-strategy guy. Then you've got Coin, who is like the
president.
Yeah, and then, all the other roles. Which role, if you were in a rebellion, would you play?
I would like to be a spy, but I'm too weak for that.
Yeah. Who's the spy?
You just didn't even fucking blink.
I mean, realistically, I'm not playing a role in a rebellion. Let's be totally honest. As much as I'd love to, but being a spy who is the spy in Hunger Games? There isn't really one.
The capital people are kind of spies.
Tigress maybe is kind of a spy.
Well, Plutarch was kind of a spy at the beginning. Yeah. They are undercover. There's a lot of them were undercover.
Okay, let's go undercover.
I don't think we meet anyone who was direct.
Oh yeah, obviously like Snape.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that, like the undercover.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you'd like to be.
I would like to be there because I think it's badass, but I don't think I would be.
Okay, which one do you think you're best suited for then?
I think I would be the mind, you know? So either strategist or like something to do with propaganda. I would sit there and think about things.
So you're like Plutarch?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Okay, let me look at the options.
Do you want me to read you them?
Yeah, please.
Strategist, propaganda mastermind, underground spy, medic, chaos agent. No idea what that means. Reluctant symbol, moral support.
I
know you're gonna say this. Just say
it. No. Olive thinks I'm gonna say the reluctant symbol.
No, I thought you were gonna say moral support. Gonna be like, go guys! Woo!
See,
I'm not gonna lie. Your first statement, I'm not taking part in rebellion. I think that's enough that we need to know.
Yeah. Reluctant. I think, moral support. I think I'd be really good at moral support. Or
what, in your opinion, constitutes of good rebellion moral support?
so I'm
Will you make a sign?
Yeah, I'd make a sign. I also am just like, I just want to be, or maybe I could be a medic, like a healer or something.
Yeah.
Though I feel like I'm a bit squeamish for that, but I think maybe that's what I'd be good at, like nurturing people, you know?
Okay.
Or moral support. I can't do any of like the evil mastermind stuff. Like that's not me.
Oh, I would love that.
No, I
Let them
couldn't.
burn.
I couldn't do it. I'm not into the strategy. I'm not doing the propaganda. Like no, none of that. I need a. If I was in Throne of Glass, right, I would just be like the male main character in Throne of Glass. So she's like the icon, right? Like he is just like
There.
He's not just there. He's like a supportive king.
Okay.
You know, that's what I want to be.
All right.
You know, I don't think that character really exists in Hunger Games. Maybe Effie.
Okay.
I don't think I'm that upbeat to be Effie, but
Yeah.
that's what I'd like to be. Someone that's just there, like, for the good times. For the good
Right.
times.
Okay. Moving on then. We have 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
The third one I think you answered already. Who survives on the vibes alone?
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
100%.
I would get twitchy.
I need to survive on the vibes alone.
Who folds under interrogation?
Thing is, just being realistic, I would fold.
Yeah, I don't think I would fold, but I think I would if I didn't have pre-planned answers. Like I can fib. I'm a good liar.
Oh yeah, I can lie. But what I'm saying is, like, if I'm being tortured, I can't withstand torture. You know, like
I think that's the point. I don't think anyone is.
As much as I'd like to say I'm really like strong and I can do all these things and blah 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 blah. Like, let's be realistic. Most of us can't.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I used to love books like about rebellion and also war, because when you are educated in Poland, you will hear a lot about war. First, second, all of them.
I don't know why I was waiting for you to say third.
No,
I was like, we've not got that far yet.
no. And I always thought I'm gonna just have like some sort of poison with me, like they do.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
They kidnap me, fine. I'm gonna just.
Yeah, me too. That's what I would do. As soon as they kidnap me, I'm eating eating the berry. Like,
But like, let's say the torches of the table.
right?
I don't think I would be able to pass the interrogation. I'm a good liar, but I need a bit of time to prepare.
Yeah, don't
I
think you get
can't.
that kind of time.
Yeah, no.
I don't think they let you study
No.
before they come in.
I would like if they could submit the questions first, and then I can.
Please give me 30 minutes to study. Yeah, okay. Who do you think is accidentally starting the rebellion out of the two of us?
I think me. I'll just say something weird, and the hell would break.
Mm.
The hell wouldn't break. The hell would open.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like I would accidentally become a symbol, but not even like for any noble reason.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would just say something that I didn't like. Maybe I meant it, but I think people would pick it up and be like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea." I'm like, no, please don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay.
What do you think?
I was going to say you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I think I also could, because I speak about things quite passionately when I'm talking about like my opinions, things I like, things I don't like. I feel things quite strongly. I don't really have like a mild feeling, if you know what I mean. Like I'm on one end of the spectrum or the other.
You don't have like a medium setting.
No. I'm either like I love it and it's like my whole entire life, or I literally hate it.
Yeah.
So I think I could accidentally do it because I speak quite strongly about things and quite passionately. So that could, but...
Yeah, I agree.
Then we've already answered this one. I'm surviving on vibes alone, for sure.
Yeah, no, not me.
Until the interrogation, and then I'm out. That's the point at which I wash my hands of this rebellion thing. As much as I'd like to think I'm cut out for it.
No.
I don't think I am.
Anyone is.
No, I don't think so. Look at Katniss. Look at Peter. Look at them all, really.
Yeah.
No one is.
Got very sad. Right, let's keep it upbeat. What do we talk about next week?
So, I don't actually know.
All right, well, we'll get back to you on that.
1 second.
There is some slight scheduling conflict because we planned so many things for you guys, but there is just not enough time to record, edit, read all of those things.
Yeah.
So there are 3 options, and I guess you will have to stay tuned to find out which one is it. It's either Hunger Games 4, As in the Ballad of Birds and Snakes.
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, yeah?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Hockey.
Hockey.
Yeah.
Or Fury Bound Book Club.
I think based on the scheduling, it's going to be Fury Bound.
Okay. Well, you spoiled it for everyone now.
Sorry. But yeah, looking at the scheduling, Fury Bound would be the 3rd of June.
You know what? We can put it to vote. I'm probably not going to listen because, well, things are already scheduled. But we can put it to vote and it's fun to play. And you will see if you won or not.
Yeah, P.S. Vote Fury Bound.
If you want to win.
Because if you want to win, I'll let you in on a secret. Fury Bound will win. So, don't put your eggs in losing baskets, guys. Just saying. So, on that note, come back. 3rd of June, we'll be talking Fury Bound. I'm very excited about it. I will be starting it probably tomorrow once I finish God of War. So make sure you come back to hear all of our thoughts, feelings, opinions. And in the meantime, try not to get too depressed thinking about Rebellion, I guess.
Or don't start one by an accident.
Yeah.
Or on purpose.
Yeah.
Unless you really can't stop yourself.
Yeah. So go forth and conquer.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Love you, bye.